What? You could have ended this. This might sound fucked up, but I need you to kill me. Oh, I'm gonna get asshole rich from this. Oh, fuck. I'm going in to enter it to fight them. I'm not fucked up. I'm gonna kill before that horse gets here. Fuck off. I got this. Oh, I'm the best. Never come near me. Okay, so then what? Prolificacy? Okay. 50,000. Fuck you, piss. Kill you. I'm hungry. There's just so much that time.
Spartans!
I could probably be persuaded to put spook stories on at this point. You watch for 4 hours. You guys are fucked up. If you're in the chat, the guy who asked to interview me about Gamergate, I'll do it. I don't know what. I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know what you'd want to know from me. Okay. We listened to David Cummings. I just wish 1 year ago. In the darkness of the fields. This is the best part of my day. Oh, that's fucked up. I like these stories. I like the things you guys fucking say about them. Just overall, chat. Do it right now. Oh, but yeah, I don't know what you'd want to know about. Man, I'm a fucking idiot. Click OK to go back. Fuck you. Yeah, he also calls them bozos. He thinks he's like so ironically, offensively inoffensive by saying bozos. These fucking bozos. Lumpy?
Chilling tales for dark nights.
What's the sound like on that?
Oh, it sucks that I have to leave. Lord's number is.
We've heard it, but fuck you. We're gonna listen to it.
The following is a voicemail conversation between my younger sister and her boyfriend after moving into a home they rented years ago. I would normally never share such private information, but their experiences disturbed me so much that I needed to share this with somebody. The story
Can we get a
eats
quick
away
break?
at me
Yeah,
and
okay.
turns my stomach.
This
I
isn't
just
David
wanna get
Cummings
it
at
out of
all.
my head.
Okay, you guys. Wait, fuck you. We had a break for 4 hours. Okay, just go. You didn't know there's gonna be a thing. Just go. Okay. You have like a minute. And then when that's up, I'll realize that I wanted to go pee-pee also. And then take at least 4 minutes for a simple pass. Yeah, if you guys can find some David Cummings stories that we haven't done, he does this whole podcast, but he's only read like 11 of them. But I had shield activate. I fucking had shield activated. I love you.
Fuck this accoutrement, 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 fuck this accoutrement,
fuck. Show me your accoutrements. Oh yeah, Oni, what happened with those guys that you...
I'm pretty tired right now. Anyway, here's the rest of this message.
That's it? Oh. Dragon Dillos. Why didn't she say it? Yo, she defends. John McIntosh advocates indigenous science. Yeah, it's fucking insane. He's an insane person. We can start. Okay, cool. Walls and cries. I love you. Okay.
I was tempted to bring this to a local news station.
You can hear that, okay?
I did not think my family would appreciate the unwanted attention. I have considered going to the police, but cannot imagine anyone taking this situation seriously.
No Sleep Podcast 421.
I'm sitting here now looking at a photo Mary took of the house after they finished moving in. Behind her is the field, and a hill they jokingly referred to as Lumpy. September 9th, 2009, 2:36 p.m.
Yeah, I should just do the podcast.
I know you're probably busy, but I just want to say I miss you.
Miss you.
It seems silly to miss you now that we live together. I think I just get sentimental when I know you're leaving again soon.
Premium content.
I'll just keep telling myself it's only for a few months this time, but...
Oh yeah, look at David Cummings.
Ooh.
He lives in Toronto.
Already. So pumped to start decorating. All in pink, of course.
Wonder if we freaked. Whoa.
Also, I'm reminding you now to call Mr. Creepy-ass Landlord back, because I am not talking to that guy again. He left a message about something to do with your banking info. Anyway, I should get back to work. Talk to you soon. Kisses.
Kisses.
September 9th, 4:02 p.m.
Hey, you. I just spoke to the landlord. Delightfully charming.
Is that David Cummings?
Creepy, as always. I just had to make sure he had all 12 post-dated checks, since apparently he's leaving for vacation this week.
And read by David Cummings.
Didn't want there to be any mishaps with the rent. Really can't picture that guy on a beach kicking back with a drink.
Oh, you have to fucking buy this thing?
Now look, I know it sucks that I have to leave you in our new home, but that's the price you pay when you bag yourself a sexy soldier,
That's why there's...
sweetie.
Okay, well...
Well, at least it's not long this time. What do you want me to bring home for supper? I'm heading out early today to get home and pack. Feel like Dirty Bird?
September 9th, 6:10 p.m.
Hey, sorry, just got your message now. You probably already left. I had to stay late to finish up for the project. Ugh. Yeah, KFC is fine, since you made it sound so appealing. See ya.
September 14th, 1:36 p.m.
Hi, you're gone, and I miss you.
Oh yeah, I forgot to... Yeah, so they're working on...
I can't wait to see you again already, you big dummy.
It's funny that
I hope
is a
the
story.
trip in went better than the last one. Message me as soon as you get settled. It's beautiful here tonight, by the way. I saw 2 deer out in the field out by Mount Lumpy. So peaceful.
Niche gamer.
So happy we moved out to the country, and I'm really glad we got in at least one weekend together before you left. Thinking of you.
September 15th, 3:40 a.m.
Hi, hun. It's late and you're sleeping. I got in around 2 a.m. The trip in was fine, and we start work right away, so I won't be able to talk much. But the good news is, if we finish ahead of schedule, I can come back earlier. Oh, I love you. Go feed the deer for me, okay? I'll call you as soon as I can. Oh, yeah, and most importantly, try not to think about ghosts when you're in the big, empty house all by yourself in the woods at night.
Okay, Dad.
Good night.
I don't know if you're gonna turn up the listener or something.
September 15th, 8:06 a.m.
Seriously though, don't unlock.
Thanks a lot, you jerk. I totally have to sleep with the lights on tonight because of you. I swear, I never realized how loud pipes can creak in a house. Sounds like somebody walking around. Hope all's going well, you super stud, you. My family was over today and we had a barbecue.
Oh yeah, can you guys even hear this?
I really miss you a lot this time. I'm sure it's just because we started living together, and I feel the loneliness more since I had a taste of cohabitation.
Wait, what is this? After asking Brianna Wu on Twitter about what the deal is with her employee that... Oh, yeah.
Love you.
This is...
September 17th, 5:42 p.m.
Hey again. I went for a walk around the field in between the hill and the tree line of the woods today.
Okay.
Just had to tell you it's amazing out there, and we totally are going to have a romantic picnic once you're back. Call me soon, please.
September 20th, 10:22 p.m.
Are you around, babe? I'm online now, and I don't see you.
Are you online now?
Finally got some downtime, so I'm gonna call again soon.
Yeah, he is in Canada.
September 20th, 11:58 p.m.
Out. Just going out.
Yay! I loved hearing your voice tonight, even if it was only briefly. You sound tired. Hope you're getting enough rest. There were so many deer out in the field tonight.
I would break up
with
her right then for
expressing
herself in a way I didn't really
Call me again when you can. Thinking of you. Oh, by the way, do you have that landlord's number? I really am starting to think something's up with the plumbing here. It was super loud last night and I almost couldn't sleep from all the creaking. That's just what we need. Broken house while the landlord's away.
September 24th, 8:15 p.m.
Fucked up.
Ugh, it's been days since I heard from you. Feeling lonely. I really hate sleeping here by myself at night. I think I'll get my sister to come over this weekend and stay with me if she's not away.
They fuck my horse.
Love ya.
Oh, they've got an enemy Gallivanter.
September 25th, 7:09 p.m.
Hi, hun. Sorry for the delay.
Sorry.
You know how it is with
David
these
Cummings,
things.
the Canadian dad.
I'm sorry to hear you're lonely and scared. I hope you're not taking what I said seriously. There is no such thing as ghosts.
Oh, yeah, Trick Gawker.
Anyways, did
You'd
you
be
hear
a
from
really
your
good
sister
man,
about
too.
her coming down this weekend? I can call you again tonight.
And then all those other
I
ones
don't know
print
where
it,
the
and they're like,
landlord's
dude, what?
number is. I thought I left it on the fridge. I don't know, maybe not. Either way, we'll figure it out. I love you.
September 30th, 9:29 a.m.
Hi. Sorry for being so clingy.
Sorry.
I don't know why this round's been so hard on me. You'd think I'd be used to it by now. Maybe it's moving further away from my family and friends or something.
Sorry for being so
I
clean.
must be losing my mind. I did not sleep at all last night.
I fucked up. I caved to
I
these
swear, I
people
don't
and put
believe in
ghost
ghosts.
stories on. At least I can talk
Just
over 'em.
something freaky kind of happened.
Almost.
I went to go downstairs to check out the
And it
creaking,
wasn't
and
there.
I heard something thumping outside, right by the big kitchen windows. I wasn't going to look, but the thumping got louder, and then I heard this huge crash. I freaked out and started screaming.
Fact that.
I almost called 911, but then I grabbed the big hockey stick
yeah,
and
maybe
just
this
peeked
is
out the
good.
window, and you won't believe
You
what
fucking
was
keep
there.
not doing it.
A deer.
Duh.
It was just staring at me through the window. It wasn't even freaked out that I was just standing there under the kitchen lights looking at it.
There's a beautiful girl.
Then it fucking charged the side of the house. Head first, right into the brick wall, and just stood there staring at me. I swear I'm not making this up, Bob. I promise you. I don't know what to do. I just sat in the kitchen with the TV on full volume and blasting music in the living room and crying and shaking. I couldn't get a hold of anyone, and it was like 4 a.m., so I didn't bother trying again.
I was like,
do deer normally do this? Did I piss it off? I might just be overreacting.
I'm about to charge
the last thing I
headfirst
want
into
to
your
do is worry
kitchen
you
window.
while you're over there.
Shut your ass.
Please call me soon.
Soon?
I don't know how I'm gonna sleep here tonight. I might go stay with my mom.
October 4th, 5:33 a.m.
Mary, are you okay? I only just got back to the base and heard your message. You got me really worried, babe. I can't believe that happened. If it happens again,
I can't believe
want
that
you
happened.
to call the police or call
arrest
animal
that deer,
services, and they'll come and take care of it. What most likely happened was the deer was rabid and it was just acting crazy. Look, I know that sounds scary, but it can happen with wildlife.
It can happen to little girls.
It wasn't trying to hurt you. It was just sick.
It's just expressions.
I'm gonna try and call your mom to see if you're there.
October 4th, 9:01 p.m.
Don't fuck me up.
Hey, so I'm back at the house
you.
now. I
It's
ended up
me.
staying the whole weekend with my
Fucking
mom.
ammoing.
And stayed in my old bedroom. It was weird. I felt like a little kid. Especially after I got so scared of a damn deer. Still feeling a bit shaken up for some reason. Just seems strange to be back here.
I know,
My
I'm
mom
kind of a
offered to
fuck
stay, and I
up,
said it was
right?
alright. I mean, I'm gonna have to get used to being here on my own anyways. On the plus side, the pipes seem to be much quieter than before, so maybe
Deer
that
fixed
fixed
it.
itself. Hope to talk to you tonight.
It was trying to get
I'll be
paid, you
online all
fuck.
night, I'm sure.
She mistaked the tradesman for a deer.
Sleep deprived. Love you.
October 9th, 10:17 p.m.
Hey, how's my brave lady doing? Things have been really hectic over
Okay,
here.
Dad, you're fucked up.
Can't go into detail over the phone, of course. I hope you're doing okay and no more problems. I got the card you sent me for my birthday. It was very beautiful. And
Just
made
kidding,
me
it's me,
feel
the deer.
Plus, all the guys are jealous of what a beautiful girlfriend I have.
Oh, this isn't the
Hey,
dad?
just send me an email whenever you're lonely or nervous, and know that I'll get it soon. Write as many as you like. I love seeing that I have loads of messages waiting for
Yeah,
my
you
girl.
sound really enthused about that.
I love you.
Is this just a big joke to you?
October 9th, 11:12 p.m.
She sounds like 17.
Hey, you.
Which is perfect.
Things have been going pretty smooth here for the
Hey,
most
you.
part. I've been calling a lot of friends, and my family's being really great about everything. I think my sister will
deer
be
are
down tomorrow
literally
night, so
harassing.
yay!
She's literally
Hope the guys
shaking.
gave you a little birthday celebration.
Gave a little
I hate that we have to be apart, but I'm proud of what you're doing. I love you so
You're so brave.
much. Talk to you soon.
Deer jumping into window. Hashtag so brave.
October
sister.
10th, 1:28 a.m.
Have you heard what my sister's going through?
Hey.
A fucking
I'm just
deer.
calling because I'm alone at night and
Okay.
get creeped out. I saw some deer over on Lumpy earlier. Never saw them on top of the hill before.
Oh yeah, you're gonna try this, you
Still
fuck.
kind of creeps me out to look at them after what happened. Sue's coming down tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and clean up so I don't look like a complete slob. You know she's kind of old-fashioned.
Zoe's
And I don't
coming
want her to
over?
give me crap for leaving a pizza box out or something.
This is gonna be a joke.
The pipe started up again, and I can't get a hold of the landlord after I finally found his number. Did he say how long he was going to be gone for?
Did he fucking?
Also, there was a lightning storm here, and...
Also,
well,
there was a
I
lightning
guess
storm.
lightning
Yeah, I don't
struck
like
that one really skinny tree in the woods.
anyone under
And it's all
35.
crooked and creepy looking now. Awesome.
October 10th, 2:40 p.m.
Live dearly.
You're never near the phone when I call. Get by the phone, you. Oh yeah, you really have to stop calling that hill Lumpy. It sounds like something you'd name a deformed conjoined twin or something.
Yeah, I
No
knew
wonder
you'd
you're
do that.
scared all the time.
October 11th, 7:51
Stupid
p.m.
wife? Stupid girlfriend wife?
Sue left just an hour ago, and I'm feeling especially lonely. I just wanted to call and share my cruddy feelings with you while you deal with
I also want
real-world
to bring you
issues.
down. Like, I don't have any coping of my own.
I just get so down sometimes.
They always say talk to someone, so
I cried right after she pulled out the driveway, and I feel like crying again. I'm sure it's
Don't
just a
feed
bad
the
day,
fucking
and tomorrow
animals,
will be
you
better.
overly happy.
Also,
Possibly
I guess
gay
that
F
huge tree finally fell down
EMWOM like
because I
holy
don't see it
shit.
anymore.
Call the DNR
yeah.
or some shit. Don't feed the animals.
October 12th,
Don't
1:48 a.m.
feed the animals.
Hey, it's me again.
Good spacing there.
It's 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's
and I
been,
don't think I'll be sleeping anytime soon. I don't want to worry you, but this evening I saw another deer circling the backyard right by the living room windows. I think it was a buck. It was huge and scuffing his hoof like they do when they're about to charge, so I called animal control. They said they would come check it out tomorrow morning unless I felt like I was in danger. The buck galloped away while I was on the phone, so I just told them to come
buck
down
stops
tomorrow.
here.
Do I smell like deer food or something? Seriously though,
Kill your
I'm
asshole.
really getting fucking freaked out by this.
October 22nd, 2:30 p.m.
Oh yeah, I'm so spooked because he
I
used that
hate
tone
this.
right there. I
haven't
hate
heard your
this.
voice
I
in
hate that
10
this deer is
days
doing
and
that.
no emails.
October 30th, 12:04 a.m.
Oh my god, I cannot handle this. Bob, there were more deer. 3 of them tonight, in the front yard this time. They were staring at me the whole time and following where I moved in the house.
They're
Like
just
they
as
could hear me
annoyed
and
with
see
you
through the
as
walls.
you are with
I am hysterical. Every time I call
fucking
damn
so
animal
funny.
control, they show up and the deer are gone. There's nothing they can do.
There's nothing I
And
could
have to
do.
stay at mom's
DSP.
again, but I need to be down here for work.
Deer Services Patrol.
I'm losing it. The house is so loud, and on top of all this, the pipe burst in the basement. I guess that's what all the creaking was. I'm getting my stepdad down tomorrow to fix it. Still can't get a hold of that fucking landlord.
He's the
Please,
deer.
call soon.
I think he's the hoose.
I'm trying to be strong, but
Holy
I feel
shit,
really
dude.
weak. I can't stop freaking out. I haven't slept in over 24 hours.
Literally
November 1st.
lol.
11:39 p.m.
I know we just talked an hour ago, but I'm miserable here.
I'm me.
I hate to say this
Ooh.
because we just moved, but I think we need to leave. I hate that I'm dumping this on you now when you're over there.
I know
but
I'm dumping.
It's too much for me to be here on my own.
Don't fuck me
Can't
up.
have our lives be like this in this fucking place.
November 12th, 4:09
Dead. She's
p.m.
all, speaking in all deer. Ah, I ran away.
Please don't tell anyone, but I saw something today. Maybe I'm just going fucking crazy, but I swear to God I saw a man. It was like a man-shaped blob. It was all black, and it looked like it just sort of walked out of the
Okay,
woods
now
and then
we're
walked back
starting.
in really
Yep.
slowly, almost like it was rolling. I could feel it looking at me. I can't do this. I'm crying so much right now. I called the cops, and they came down and checked
The
everything
deer is
out.
gaslighting her.
They had a group of guys go search the woods, and they found nothing. Please tell me I'm just sleep deprived.
Right, don't feed the fucking
after I
animals.
camp out in the living room again. Call me, please.
Wendigo.
November 16th, 7:20 p.m.
You sound stressed. Are you alright?
I saw him again.
Have you been
and
crying?
this time on top of the hill. I need you home. I haven't told anyone except you about the man.
Have you told anyone
He's
about me?
so dark, like there's no light even around him. Like a clump. I know I sound crazy, but I don't care anymore. I tried to take a picture of him.
I didn't
but
care
it
from the
didn't turn
beginning,
out.
baby.
November
Got
16th,
an odd way of phone
9:10
fucking
p.m.
me.
Mary, I'm really worried about you. Why are you still there? Please do as
sound
I
like
told you
Spider-Man,
and
loser.
get out of there. Sue is on her way down to pick you up.
November 17th, 11:55 p.m.
Get a watch.
Can't stop looking at the tree line. I just started walking towards it tonight, and I don't even know why. It's the hill. I didn't even know I was walking towards it until I stopped myself. He saw that just now.
Yeah, fuck up. Fuck up.
November 20th, 3:54 a.m.
You are my sun.
Yeah, okay.
My only son.
How would a deer even know how to dial that?
November 21st, 7:01 a.m.
Babe, you really need to be staying with your folks right now. I'm sorry I can't be there for you while you're dealing with this, but like I told you, I don't want you out there by yourself.
This guy for sure has
Go
acted in
stay
local
with your
stage
family.
productions.
Look, I love you, and I'm calling tonight at your mom's house because I
Mum.
know you'll be there.
November 23rd,
Oh, you gotta back the up.
1:51 a.m.
AM, events happen in real time.
On the hill now. I just had to be here.
November 28th,
Don't fuck me up.
10:35 p.m.
Where are you? I can't get a hold of you on
Doesn't
any
get
of the
reception
numbers,
on
and your
Lumpy.
family said you're not returning their calls. Do I need to call
She's
the
not a
police,
fucking
babe?
boomerang. Is she a phone call
Please
boomerang?
answer me, or at least call someone.
November 30th, 3:01 a.m.
I can feel those trees.
Oh, how did that fuck me?
And I hear him.
I hate you. I hate
It was in the trees.
the deer do. Though. Deer. Okay, what if I upgraded?
November 30th, 3:08 a.m.
Oh, I'm very hungry. I fucked up. I just
Those
snapped out
clouds
of it
are
and realized.
everywhere, Bob. I can hear it. I wish you could see it. I see him everywhere now. And I know it's exactly like the other ones.
December
He married
1st,
a deer and forgot about it.
5:17
He's gonna grab his
a.m.
dick in the shower. This deer looks
I can't
just like
sleep
my wife.
inside, but that's okay now. The deer keep me up at night. All of them at the walls. It shakes the house. One of them died head first at the wall. His whole head
Dove.
caved in. It was gone when I woke up, but the blood was down there.
December 2nd, 1:34 a.m.
Get your fucking oily pig hand supposed to get inside your fucking eyes, you scum dirty little blood vessel fingers. There was nothing for you stretching nails, claw outline in the grass. It would break your fucking dirty legs and bloodshot.
Acting.
December 2nd,
Please stand by for acting.
3:33 a.m.
Keep it out of it!
December 2nd, 3:36 a.m.
Don't!
December 4th,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
5:15
I'm nice. I'm nice. I'm
a.m.
nice.
Mary, your messages are freaking me the fuck out. I called your mom and she hasn't heard from you, and you won't return her calls. Sue is
I don't have a
freaking out and
spell
heading
ready.
down there now, and you know she hates driving at night. Just message or call your family and get the fuck out of there
Get
now.
the fuck. It's me, your boyfriend
December
again.
4th, 6:09 a.m.
Fuck,
Letting
I'm
you know
calling
the
police.
first caller who gets through.
This wood, I can't
Mary was
believe how
taken into police
detailed it
custody
is.
after she was found
I can't
wandering through
believe
the
how
woods
much
behind
detail
their
I
house,
can see in this wood.
naked, and covered in
Who
blood.
is this? How do you know so much?
She had gnawed off and eaten one of her own fingers. When the doctors pumped her stomach, they found clumps of hair and fur in her system. We begged them not to get the press involved or
Well,
put this
great. Now we
information
can't
in
hear
the
either of the
newspapers.
things. I hope you're happy with yourself.
They
'cause
kept her
you're
locked in a psychiatric ward up until just last year.
up in Manitoba.
I have nightmares about her mangled hands every time I close my eyes.
Did you turn them into deer hands?
Can't make it stop. Feels like she's been gone for so long now. It's hard to believe that this has happened to us. My family and I
Kinda
are
weird my sister
absolutely
turned
heartbroken.
herself into deer hands.
None of us have been to the house, not even to move out the furniture or other items that were left behind. We have no idea what happened to that property.
Bro team is currently
The
getting
landlord
ready
has
for the
never
Spartan
contacted
vs.
Mary
Zombies
Bob.
Pro League.
Even though they
After
left
this
partway
practice
through
session,
the year-long lease and canceled all their
he will
post-dated
restart
checks.
and do a 100-round
My
stream
sister
to
lives at home
intimidate
with
the
her mother now.
competition.
She also requires a home
Consisting
care
of
worker
Fred
to be
Durst,
present,
Jason Welch,
nearly
and the gay
24 hours
fellow
of the
from
day,
Friends.
since she can no longer take care of herself and displays
Sounds nice.
bizarre and terrifying behavior. She rarely sleeps and
Give
will
'em
not speak a
stitches,
word to
witches.
anyone.
Oh, don't let them get close! Even one whack from my magic whistle will fuck them up. Jason Welch. We got this! I'm the best. I'm the best you've ever tried to... I'm the
The
best.
deer is the lumpy hill, the dad is the boyfriend, the landlord is the house. The animal control are Dragon Dildo salesman. Dragon Dildo salesman.
Oh, we lost!
Salesman. Dragon Dildo salesman. I got 99 problems, Dragon Dildo salesman.
One.
If you having deer problems, I feel bad for you, son.
Just that? Lumpy. Deer says.
It has been 3 years since my
I like
family
this
had
guy.
last gone on vacation to Florida. Something we did annually before the recession hit.
Is
Since
this really
we now
quiet?
had
Oh, yeah,
enough
it looks
money,
like it's going through,
my
okay.
parents decided, under the popular demand of my sister and I, that we would go to Disney World again. We were both teenagers and our parents kind of saw this
She
as
turned
a
herself
bit
into a
juvenile,
werewolf.
but decided it would be fun anyway. I couldn't wait to finally go back, and neither could my sister.
Oh yeah, you didn't use those, you
Being
fucking
avid
idiot.
theme park goers as well, we were especially attracted to
This
the
is just a money
creativity and the
gather round, I guess.
magic, as one would say, about the rides there. They never got old, and had their share of
This isn't
nostalgia
even a
and
stream.
excitement.
This is just a YouTube
However,
video,
there
and
was
Bro Team
one
doesn't
other
even
reason
exist.
I wanted to go.
In fact, none of us
You normally
exist. As
associate
soon as
Disney
the stream
World
ends,
with
we'll all
words
turn into
such as
deer.
excitement, fun, and happiness, but with these characterizations comes counterbalances.
Like what?
After scrolling through OMG Facts one night, I came across a rather interesting story. It was about an abandoned water park in Disney World, apparently named River Country.
River can.
I was absolutely appalled by this, since I had previously thought of Disney in a more idealistic and perfect way. The water park was directly on the shore of Bay Lake, being that huge, stagnant body of water adjacent to the Magic
Try to
Kingdom.
fuck me here.
River
Yeah, I'm
Country
gonna
was,
accumulate
and
all
still
my
is,
junk
on the
here.
same side as the theme park just mentioned, but right next to a resort called Walt Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort.
Disney.
Surrounding the water park on the resort side is a large green wall with signs dotting it. These read, "Sorry,
Wiggly.
River Country is closed." The place opened in 1976 and used water from Bay Lake in most of the attractions.
Accumulate.
It was very rustic and wilderness-based in design, and contained artificial rocks that resembled those
Rockstead.
used on another
Did
well-known
Roxas
ride,
go there?
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. There was a dam
Thunder
present
Cunt
to
Railroad.
keep chunks of dirt and mud from getting into the water too, so guests didn't have to worry about swimming in an artificial bog created by water from the lake. It was open for 25 years, closing its doors in
You should have got that
2001
wizard, you fuck.
and in 2005. A statement released by Disney said that the park would be closed for good. So, for about 11 years, River Country has been sitting, abandoned. Nature is in its advanced stages of reclaiming the area.
Oh, he's strong.
The slides remain, and so do the artificial rocks, and the small pond, now a swamp, that was used for swimming. Many urban explorers have infiltrated the area, jumping over the walls to get footage of the abandoned water park.
Don't come in here.
One of the most controversial things about the park nowadays is why it closed, which is what I was destined to find out. I wanted to see some real footage of the area before it closed as well, since, from what I heard, it was very joyous and bustling with tourists, compared to its ghost town status today. I was without internet at the time, so about 2 days before we were planning to leave, I went to the local library, which archived many old videos that people in my community had dug up in their attics.
Wish I could tell these cunts to back up.
To be part of a small historical society.
Fuck you.
Hoping that I might find some good footage, I asked the librarian if they happened to carry any videos dating back to 2001. She nodded and brought me to a small section containing many old VCR cassettes.
New build for Time Ramicide.
And a few DVDs here and there. After about an hour of searching, I finally came across a cassette with the words, "The old-fashioned swimming hole," inscribed on the top of it. This was a term used to describe river country during its glory days, so I took it, almost certain that it was the footage I was looking for. I asked the librarian if I could sign it out, but she told me that the historical videos had to stay in the library. I could, however, watch the video in a small conference room behind the front desk. The librarian led me into a windowless room, and I took a seat in front of the television. She left the room and closed the door so that the audio would not disturb any of the other library patrons. I popped the cassette into the VCR under the TV and turned off the lights so I could see the video better. I was expecting the quality to be low anyway. For about half a minute or so,
I'm the best.
Was grey and was accompanied with a loud beeping noise, typical for old VCR cassettes. The grey soon disappeared, showing footage of two individuals in front of the entrance to River Country. They were both men, and it was very late at night, or very early in the morning, as nobody else was in the park.
Yeah, you should upgrade your wizard.
Very few of the water park's lights were on either. On the bottom left corner of the screen, the date, November 1st, 2011, was displayed.
When I came in, they asked, "Are you all cleared out? You don't have to shit, do ya?"
The very next day,
no, I am all
2nd.
Cleared out, but really I was still shitting every 20 minutes.
How they had been denied
then,
entrance
when
to the
I woke
park in
up,
the morning,
I didn't have the shit urge anymore. I shit all over the
limit.
doctor.
They also stated that at only these hours of night could they get past the park security.
Okay, it's like
the two walked up to the bigger water slides in the park, which led directly into the pond, supplied by the green water of
Heaton
the
applied directly to forehead. Heaton applied directly to forehead.
Slide, which was encircled by artificial orange rocks. One man prepared to slide
you
down.
might as well upgrade if you're gonna get
The two laughed over what seemed to be an inside joke, and finally, the cameraman ended up pushing his friend down. I heard him scream in delight as he descended to the pond. The cameraman then proceeded back the way they came to get to the slides and across the bridge that traversed the small lagoon. He ended up back at the pond shore where the sound of a splash was heard. This is when the video started to
get
unsettle me a little. After waiting at the shore of the pond for about 3 minutes,
fuck you, guy,
nobody surfaced. The cameraman began to cry his friend's name frantically and began to run back to get help at the Fort Wilderness Resort. He stopped, abruptly though, at what seemed to be the kiddie area, a small, shallow pond.
You're some kiddie pool ass shit.
A faint cough. He instantly turned around and saw a barely visible shadow about 10 or so feet behind him. Relieved, the cameraman started to approach his friend, glad that he was okay, but Again,
got no cube, why not?
he abruptly halted. The friend's head was hanging down, and he slowly...
You just ran right into it, didn't you?
Started to hyperventilate as the features of the other man's face began to show. Crimson, dry blood was caked around his mouth, and some was even dripping off his chin. He was missing all the hair on his head.
What the fuck
as well,
did it say Tuesday? What?
The most disturbing part
Wow, what a
of this
week you've
image
had.
was that
Wow.
there were patches
It
of
was the
skin
deer.
missing that revealed parts of the man's skull and jawbone. And he was even missing his right eye, leaving an empty socket.
Christ, just learn the material.
I became
This is the guy who
severely
screws
nauseous at
up
the
and then
sight of
starts
this,
again. He doesn't
to
just
the
cut it
point
out.
where I was swallowing my own vomit.
Swallowing my own
My
ass.
heart also began to race as fear started to settle in my
I swallowed
body.
my own vomit and
As the
heart.
last minutes of the film approached, the horrendous figure
It's a
muttered
social
something,
experiment.
something that sounded like, "There is no hope under the water."
Whoa.
With that, the cameraman
they can
ran
fuck
for
from
his
there.
life, wheezing and panicking throughout his ordeal.
End my life.
I wanted to turn the television off and run myself, so I bolted
run
to the
myself?
door leading out to the room.
And run myself.
I reached for the doorknob, but
Kill himself.
paused. The television was giving off the sound of an old furnace found in the basement of a home, just in a softer tone. This tone, for some unknown reason, kept me from moving anywhere.
Fuck. I
My
fucked
body
up.
was paralyzed, and I stared blankly at the television. I began to internally panic. What the hell was going on? What the hell was going on? The
heal
cameraman
me.
was sprinting, but didn't seem to be making any
Just
progress.
going for a sprint. Okay, if I
He
get hurt
ended up
and then
back
go
in
back,
the large
that was
pond
all.
where the slide had dumped his friend. You could hear him sobbing softly, fearing for his life. Suddenly, the tape began to gradually slow
Just
down
out for a rip, are
as
you,
the man
bud?
frantically looked from side to side. The audio volume, along with the furnace sound, went up as the video lagged, halting and
You were supposed to
deafening.
heal me. I
The
believed
cameraman
you.
turned all the way around and shrieked at the sight of his friend.
You said you'd
The
do
video
it.
paused in
you'd
this
do it.
frame,
You said you'd do it.
exposing the caked blood all over the other man's face. The top of his skull bone was now completely
My skull bone.
exposed. His right eye still missing. His mouth was
You
wide
whacked him?
open, and coming from it was what looked like a combination of water from Bay Lake and bile. This stayed on screen for about 10 seconds and switched to a black screen.
I fully
Displaying
intended to play like
one
4 other games
simple
tonight, but this one was so
message.
good.
The
Hyper
epidemic
realistic blood everywhere.
begins today. Instantly, the power went off, and I was left alone in the darkness of the conference room. I became terrified as I couldn't see a thing, and I couldn't see the door either. I began to shake violently, fearing for my own life.
Let's try witches.
River Country had closed because of this, and it was obvious. Disney World had been keeping a disgusting secret. I rushed to the other side of the room, disorientated,
Disorientated.
but all I felt was warm breath seeping down my neck and burn bile.
This is spooky. Do it. I will be the champion you need. Oh fuck, I can't select the next one. You'll have to listen. Yeah, we need that guy. Another wizard. Strat I've been working on since Denang. Fuck him up. Yeah, give me Helen's. Give me Helen's. Well, this is what you would have been doing if you bothered to upgrade your towers this whole time. Oh, fuck.
You know I like it when you call me Big Pow say.
Mmm. Call me Pousey, please, like you used to. Even they can't fucking heal this guy. You're shit. Okay, good. There's do it. Don't fuck him. Don't fuck that guy. Now there's 3 guys that can heal him. Heal me. Heal me. Oh. Okay. The initiation. Oh, this is 40 fucking.
Ren took a couple of steps forward onto the smooth but scalding side.
The thing that stalks the fields?
Snapped the neck of whatever little pissant was deciding to few weeks.
Piss ant.
It was a few weeks ago that the hay bales started creeping slowly away from the house. Every morning when I woke up, each had moved a few hundred feet from where it was before. I assumed it was pranksters with nothing better to do,
shit.
and I so ignored it. Within a few days, though, the bales began to approach the boundaries of the farm. I was tired of the whole game by then, and decided to move them back. It took a tedious hour to bring them all from where they were to over near the house again.
Leonidas,
and by the time I was done, I was ready to snap the neck of whatever little pissant was deciding to screw with me. The next morning, I found each and every one of my horses messily decapitated. The smell was what woke me up.
Don't do it.
Each one was slumped over again the side of its stall.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
There
Shoot
were no
him.
signs of the heads. I spent the rest of the day cleaning up the mess and burying the remains. It was only when I was done that I noticed the bales of hay had returned to their positions from the day before, scattered far out into the fields. This time, I left them where they were.
Yeah, they really thought they were making
That night,
a sick
I sat
story
on my
about
porch with my shotgun
deer
in hand
just
and a
running
pot
into
of
a
coffee
wall.
on the table beside me. I sat for hours, straining my eyes into the field to catch a glimpse of who was moving my hay bales. Finally, I was beginning to nod off. I would have, but just as my eyes began to close, I heard a clamour and a rustling of
Is
trees
that a good one
from the
against them?
nearby woods.
Oh yeah, that fucks. Oh yeah, and then yeah.
My heart racing with
Is
excitement.
that one nice? Oh hey.
I was going to catch the bugger. I fumbled with my gun and fidgeted in my seat, waiting anxiously for whoever it was to get close enough to ambush.
You fucked up. Erase your video.
It was only when the thing got close enough for me to make out its silhouette in the dark that I was frozen still. The thing that crept into my fields from the nearby woods didn't seem to notice me sitting there. It stalked, hunched and deliberate, through the fields with the posture of a tiptoeing
They're gonna fuck
thief.
me up already.
if not for the fact that it must have towered over 10 feet tall, even in its crouched position.
Magic. You fucked. You suck.
It might have seemed almost frail. The thinness of his arms and legs,
you can get a wizard,
and the emaciated, caved-in quality of its chest reminded me of a starving animal. Still,
he can heal the tower?
Was undeniably strong, and I watched it hoist each bale up into its arms with ease and set it down.
Look at him heal the fucking tower. Okay, just get all wizards next time.
Taking only a few strides to cover the distance, I watched it work, moving each bale thoughtfully. Every once in a while, it would straighten up to look around the other bales' positions in the field, before adjusting the one it was working on ever so slightly. Before it left,
you thought it was a clamor in your woods, but it was me, Dio.
I felt its eyes sweep over me in the dark, but whether it saw me or not, I couldn't tell.
I think you mean Sora.
Then, it turned silently and crept back the way it came, disappearing into the dark of the woods. It took me an hour before I had the courage to move at all. I went inside after a while, but I didn't sleep that night. It was only when the sun rose that I dared step off my porch into the fields. The hay bales were where it left them. Strangely, it didn't move them as far as it had the previous days.
Yes, it is a slaughter.
They were approaching something invisible in the fields. And as I looked at them, I realized that they seemed to be making some line. Indeed, as I walked around the house, I saw the distinct circle that they formed, with me at the center.
Quick!
At first, I thought the bales were just being haphazardly moved away from the house, but now I could see that they were instead being moved towards some boundary.
Oh, fuck, that's too
slow.
Me a message. I wish I could press buttons, please.
I slept uneasy that night, and only because I was exhausted. The next morning, the bales hadn't moved at all. They didn't move at all.
Okay, let them get very close. Yeah.
They were finally
where actually, you should use that. The showstopper.
I made myself sick trying to interpret them. Why would this thing expend so much energy moving my hay bales, and threaten me with such violence should I try to interfere? Killing my horses was just that. A threat. An intelligent threat at that. It knew what would scare me, and it knew that I would understand the implications. The sound of an automobile working its way along the road to my farm one morning gave me a little rush of excitement. I'd been planning to abandon the farm since I saw the thing, but I couldn't hope to leave on foot without it risking it treating me like it treated my horses. But if I couldn't get in the car with whoever was coming my way, I might be able to escape before he could stop me. I didn't know or care who it was. I decided that the moment they stopped the car, I would jump in the passenger seat and tell them to get the hell out of here.
What if it was Demon?
I didn't get the chance. The car worked its way slowly along the road, trundling across the uneven ground. I urged it silently to hurry. It was when it passed between the two bales placed on either side of the road that I began to hear a booming clatter from the woods.
Whoa.
The thing burst suddenly from between the trees, sprinting on all fours of its terrible, gangly limbs towards the car. Within a few seconds, it was there, pouncing on the automobile like a predatory cat. Within moments, it was picking and peeling the vehicle's steel frame apart, working to get to the driver. The man, whoever it was, screamed all the while, and I could hear him even over the crunching of the metal and the shattering glass. It was only when the thing crushed him carelessly and and its
no man at all, really.
That the screaming stopped. It tossed him away and straightened up to look at me once again.
Oh, this was the way to go the whole time, you fucking idiot.
I could see the inhumanity of it. It was composed entirely of something awful and alive.
It was a something awful
was
form
lashed
user.
together in a messy semblance of a human form. Whatever it was made of.
Yeah, they used that
fucking
fucking
hard.
Danny Boyle song.
If it weren't for a minute of writhing of the stuff, I'd think it were made of granite. The thing retreated back into the woods, and I was left to my shock. My eyes wandered to where the car sat. The engine still sputtering between two of the hay bales. Suddenly, I understood.
It was a fucking
The message
good.
was clear. I am this thing's captive, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah, I
not
remember
allowed
this.
visitors. Nothing may cross the borders it has set. I'm trapped here by the thing that stalks the fields, and it demands nothing except that I never leave. Still, I don't know if I can handle
All I
being
ask
that
is that you
thing's
never
canary.
leave.
I've been thinking hard for the last few days since I saw it crush that man's chest and silence him before he could finish his scream. If I crossed the hay bale border,
Don't fuck me up now.
it'd probably do the same. It'd smash my skull before I could put my hands up to protect myself. It'd go find a new pet and probably keep looking until it found someone who could stand.
Oh, here it
knowing
is.
that it was waiting just outside.
What'd you
Waiting
say,
the
girl?
awful hours with its shining.
What are you communicating to me
insect
right
eyes.
now?
I've been thinking for the last few days. And I might just make a run for it.
Oh, he could. Well, we fucking lost. Suck my ass. We fucking lost. 11 miles. Oh yeah, they said they want a new reader. How? Because that guy fucking touched it? Why? Because it can't frick back? Creep past a junior.
She always said something along the line.
I like this story. Okay, I gotta go piss. You guys get a few minutes. Oh yeah, okay.
Tonight is kind of a catalyst for me.
Oh, you almost sound like sex
I just
right
received
there.
another message, and
up.
it's far worse than any of the others. My girlfriend died on the 7th of August, 2012.
From carbon monoxide.
She was involved in a 3-car collision driving home from work when someone ran a red light. She passed away within minutes on the scene.
A bicycle smashed over.
We had been dating for 5 years at that point. She wasn't big on the idea of marriage. It felt archaic, she said. Gave her a weird vibe.
Mr. Creepy,
had been,
I don't... Is that the guy with the bad voice?
3 months of our relationship. She was vibrant. The kind of girl that would choose dare every time. She was happiest when camping, but a total technophile too. She always smelled like cinnamon. That being said, she wasn't perfect.
She was a dirty bitch.
She always said something along the lines of, "I've got so many flaws, and that's just a part of me."
She always said stuff like, "I've got so many flaws."
This is for
That's her
M.
catchphrase. You know me, I've got so many flaws.
She liked and the music she actually
Okay,
liked
not
were
really
very different.
here.
Her idea of affection was a side hug. She had really long toes, like a chimpanzee. I know that's all tangential.
That's the whole story. It's fucked up.
I don't feel right discussing her without you having an idea of what she was like. Emily had been dead for approaching 13 months when she first messaged me. September 4th, 2013. This is when it began.
You need to stop. You have friends and family that care about you.
I
There's
could
hope.
send her the occasional message,
Thank you,
post
friend.
on her wall,
Thank you,
go
no.
through her albums. It felt too final and too un-Emily to memorialize it. I share access with her mother, Susan, meaning her mother has her login and password and has spent a total of approximately 3 minutes on the website. After a little confusion, I assumed it was her.
Hello.
Who is this?
Her dead girl, his dead girlfriend's
It's really
messaging
weird
her
receiving
on
messages
Facebook.
from Emily's account.
Cross
Okay, well, in the future, please send me messages from your own account, even if you want to discuss her page.
Hello.
Man, that's fucked
Susan,
up.
You're on Emily's account.
Susan, I know this is you.
November 16th, 2013.
Hello. Let's set up trail this Sunday.
Who the fuck is this?
The wheels on the bus.
Please, tell me who you are. I had received confirmation from Susan that she hadn't logged into Emily's account since the week of her death.
Fuck me here.
Em knew a lot of people, so I instantly assumed that this was one of her more tech-savvy friends fucking with me in the worst possible way. I noticed pretty much immediately that whoever was chatting with me was recycling old messages from mine and M's shared chat history.
Your dead girlfriend is a deer.
Comment was from when we were discussing songs to play on a road trip that never eventuated. The hellos happened like a million times.
Hello.
Around February 2014,
hello, it is me,
Emily started
Silent
tagging
Hills.
herself in my photos. I would get notifications for them, but the tag would generally always be removed by the time I got to it. The first time I actually caught one, it felt like someone had punched me in the gut. She would tag herself in spaces where it was plausible for her to be, or where she would usually hang out. I've got screenshots of the two, from April and June. These are the only ones I've caught, so they're a little out of the timeline. Around this period of time, I stopped being able to sleep. I was too angry to sleep. She would tag herself in random photos every couple of weeks. The friends who noticed and said something thought it was kind of a fucked up bug, but I found out recently that there have been friends who noticed and just didn't say anything. Some of them have removed me from their Facebook friends list.
Fuck.
At this point, some of you may be wondering why I didn't just delete my Facebook. I wish I had. I got off it for a little while.
Delete your girlfriend.
On
I think
days
you have
when
to
I can't
plant
get out
your
there,
line
though,
closer.
it's nice having my friends available to chat.
Yeah, my girlfriend's a fucking
It's nice
bitch. She only
visiting
gave
M's
side hugs.
page
She looked
when
like a
the little
fucking
green circle isn't next
chimpanzee.
to her name.
Chimpanzee.
I was already socially reclusive when M was alive. Her death turned me into something pretty close to a hermit. Facebook and MMOs
Recluse is what up?
are my only real social outlet.
Recluse. Just don't speak.
On March 15th, I sent what I assumed was M's hacker a message. Why are you doing this? Why do you keep tagging her?
Change
On March
game.
25th, I received an answer.
Hello. 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 Hello.
This
I
is
heard your mouth
actually
move there.
devastating.
It's not the computer.
I don't know why you enjoy doing this.
OMG, cinnamon-scented candles.
Go to hell.
Why are you doing this?
It wasn't until I was going over these logs a few months later that I noticed she was recycling my own words as well. My response seems kind of lackluster here. I was intentionally providing him or her with emotional bait. This is actually devastating.
Fucking baiting to it.
To keep them interested in their game. I was working off the assumption that the kind of person to do this would be the kind of person that would thrive on the distress of others. I was posting in tech forums, looking for ways to track this person, contacting Facebook. I needed to keep them around so I could gather
Anita
evidence.
did it. She
Before
harassed
anyone else
herself on
asked,
Facebook.
Yes, I had changed the password and all the security info countless times. 16th of April, I received this.
Yeah, you're
We should make our own
fucked.
jam. JFC, Samantha. Nah, different. No chance of passing. No chance of passing. How many?
Oh.
Garage side door. Side. I. No chance of passing.
I hope
This
you
seems
don't
like
mind.
word salad. Like all of our conversations so far, it's just recycled from previous messages she had sent me. April 29th.
Baked beans on toast.
Big beans?
I don't know, I just said, yo, ask Nathan. Nathan? Nathan?
Nathan Grayson.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know how you're still doing this. Please, stop.
Please stop.
Yo, I don't
what's
know.
happening.
Contact Nathan Grayson,
Nathan?
motherfucker.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening,
I hadn't
Nathan. You
discovered
tell me,
any leads.
Nathan.
Facebook had told me the locations of her page had been accessed from, but
Yeah,
since
we
her
talked
death,
to 4chan.
they're all places
about it.
I can account for. My house, my work, her mother's house, etc. My response here
etc.
wasn't bait. Yo, ask Nathan was an insult too lame worth explaining. But seeing her
Yo,
say
ask
it
Nathan.
just absolutely crippled me. My reaction in real life was much less prettier. I'm not expecting my
Less
bond
prettier.
back. Her last few messages had started to scare me.
Grieving loser can't
but I
even
wouldn't admit it at this point.
grammatical right. Shut up! I'm grieving too. I can.
May 8th. I really don't have words for this.
I
Want
minus
you
12,
to know.
minus 15. My jumper's in the dryer and it's really cold out. Really cold out.
So cold.
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 Nathan,
So.
please stop. Cold. Freezing. I don't know
Wait
what's
till
happening.
Martin comes.
Freezing.
Lol, sorry about last night when I
It's
got
the
that.
first
But
original
don't
word
don't look
she's
at don't
made.
look at them.
This has given me nightmares that have only started to kick in recently. I keep dreaming that she's in an ice-cold car, frozen blue and gray, and I'm standing outside in the warmth, screaming at her to open the door.
Stupid bitch,
She
what the
doesn't even
fuck?
realize I'm there. Sometimes her legs are outside with me. 24th of May. I'm really drunk. I miss you. Whoever's on this account, I don't give a fuck. I keep coming home from work and expecting to see you at the computer. Shouldn't I be used to that by now?
Do it!
Just let me walk.
I wasn't actually drunk. She wasn't an affectionate girl, and it always embarrassed her to exchange I love yous, cuddle, talk about how much we meant to each other.
Show me any
She was more comfortable with it when I was boozed up.
Affection.
I got fake drunk a lot. Her reply is what prompted me to finally memorialize her thinking it might help curb this behavior.
Look at you, Nathan.
It might seem innocuous compared to her previous message. It's pasted from an old conversation where I was trying to convince her to let me drive her home from a friend's house.
I fucking want to slit. What else? What else?
The dashboard had crushed her. She was severed in a diagonal line from her right hip to midway down her left thigh.
Man, that's fucked up.
One of her legs was found tucked under the back seat.
Oh, you can't even afford potions, you fucking idiot.
The 7th of August, 2012. These are logs from the day she died. Hey, you on your way home? Emily.
Oh, wow! Thanks for all your money! You're so fucking unique! Everyone now knows!
Are you trying to ghost cuck?
And they said you left at 4.
Thanks, dude!
I'm starting to panic. I feel sick to my stomach. Please, please call me. Emily,
my jumper's in the dryer
your phone.
And I'm freezing.
She was usually by 4:30. This, alongside a couple of voicemails, is the last time I talked to her under the assumption that she was alive. You'll see why I'm showing you these soon. This was
Ghost
yesterday,
Jeff can't get preggers.
The 1st of July, 2014.
Hey, you on your way home?
Mm-hmm.
Emily, when you see this, message me. Please call me.
Got
straight away. Please stop.
Dying's weird.
I rang, and they said you left at 5. I'm starting to panic. Please stop. Cold. Emily. Emily. Answer your phone. I don't know what's happening. Cold.
Freezing.
Yeah, I knew you'd be up
memorialized
here.
her page a couple days
I'm
after
the
I
best.
received the message about walking. Until today, she'd been quiet. She wasn't even tagging herself in my photos. I don't know what
now
to
get
do
a
anymore.
wizard.
Do I delete her memorial page?
Yeah.
What if it is her?
Delete your girlfriend, dude. Get fucked.
I want to puke.
This is the Zopos,
I don't know what's happening.
A ghost girl.
I just heard a Facebook alert. But I'm just too afraid to swap windows and check
Swallow.
I checked the alert. I heard it as I was compiling and editing the
Okay,
post.
I'm right here, dude. That's great.
This was the message.
Hey.
That's my door. That's my computer. It's taken from outside. I got the message 3 hours ago, but didn't check it until now. Help.
Oh, okay. The Reddit post was better. That's when I first found out about no sleep Reddit. On someone's Facebook, they had a they had a thing. Okay, still got shields. Do it. Fucking. Stop. Oh, you're fucked. You gotta get some power in there, dude. Shit. I get these. Don't. Ah, fuck. It was fucking Nathan Grayson. He'll stoop to any level for a thrill. Signed on to his dead girlfriend's account. And we need some witches in here, brother. Sure is awkward now that it's so quiet. Oh yeah, also this. Get tits. Is this the guy?
She bought the same pack of cigarettes pencils.
I don't like this guy's voice. He sounds like a mumble user.
I work at a gas station in rural Pennsylvania. It's a
Okay,
boring
just
job,
get a
but
lot of things.
Pretty easy. Pays alright. A few weeks ago, this new guy started. I'll call him Jeremy. Jeremy is weird. He's about 25 or 26.
Oh, yeah,
and he
already
hardly
you fucked
speaks.
that up.
But he's got the creepiest laugh I've ever heard. My boss and I have both noticed this, but it's never been a problem, so there's not much we can do about it. The customers have never complained about him, and he's always done his job fairly well. Up until a few weeks ago, anyway. And that's when things started going missing. Employee theft can be a problem in any business that sells consumer goods, and there's only one person working at this time at the gas station. It's a pretty small place.
You had a pretty small dick.
About 2 weeks ago, my boss started noticing that we were short on motor oil. At first it was a few containers at a time, then entire shelves, and boxes from the back room. Pretty soon, entire shipments would be gone the next day after we got them, and it would always be right after Jeremy's shifts. My boss had checked the security tapes from every
He died! He died!
We could never catch
You're
him
not
again.
good.
Jeremy would lock up at closing,
Jeremy controls
and
time
the
and
motor oil would be
space.
gone the next day. My boss usually takes the tapes home with him to try and catch Jeremy stealing, but his daughter
dear
had
learning
a
time.
softball game last night, so he asked me to watch the tape for him. He offered to pay me overtime under the table, so obviously I took the offer. There are 3 cameras, so he gave me 3 different tapes to check. I figured it would be a long night, but I'm trying to save up for a vacation, so I really needed the money. I took the tapes home, popped them in an old VCR, and sat back. 2 days ago, the last time he worked, Jeremy started at 4 p.m. Everything seemed pretty normal at first. He counted up his drawers, switched off with the girl who had worked before him, and waited for a customer. The first person who came in was Mrs. Templeton. The timestamp on the
Mrs.
video
Templeton,
read
then.
4:03, a regular. She picked up her cigarettes and a newspaper and paid with a 20. Nothing unusual there. The next customer was a local guy named Ron.
Oh, you fucked up. I fucked up.
Usually comes in every few days. He filled up his tank, got a bag
The
of
next
beef jerky,
customer
paid
is
with
a-
a credit card,
was-
and then left. Next was some guy with a cowboy hat. I'd never seen him before, but we get plenty of strangers passing through, just like any gas station. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel, paid
I'm losing my
$100
money.
bill,
Oh yeah, vote me all shit.
and went on his way. I sat back inside. The only thing more boring than doing this job is watching someone else do it. My boss's offer was enough to keep me watching, though, so I left the tape on. Everything seemed pretty normal. I had a feeling that if Jeremy was stealing motor oil, he knew we were suspicious of him by now. I didn't expect him to be dumb enough to let us catch him on camera. Things stayed boring and routine until about 5 o'clock. At 5:03, Mrs. Templeton came back in. She must have forgotten something. But she didn't. She bought the same pack of cigarettes as before.
Some loser
And
woman.
the same newspaper. She paid with another 20. That's odd, I thought.
Man, that's fucked up.
But then again, she's a little absent-minded. I thought
This time
Jeremy
just
should have
leave.
told her that she already got smokes, but it's not against the rules to sell somebody the same thing twice. That's when Ron came in again. He bought another tank of gas for his motorcycle again.
The fuck, way.
I later checked the outer camera because I thought maybe he had another car that he wanted to fill up.
Do
And
it.
the
Do
same
it to
pack
me.
of beef jerky.
Make me feel good.
He paid with his credit card again. No big
If the company
deal.
that made these shirts asked you to do
figured
VO
this was
work
just
for
a
them,
weird
would you?
coincidence.
There's no
Just
company.
forgot, and Ron probably
Friend.
owned more than one Harley.
Wow.
That's when the guy in the cowboy
Probably
hat
not.
came
Who would
back
want to? It'd be a lot of effort just for no one to
Chill
listen
ran down
to
my
it.
spine. Don't get diesel. Don't get diesel. But he did. He got $40 worth of diesel
Dice
and
out.
paid with another $100 bill. Every move he made was identical to his first visit, right down to the way he scratched his nose before walking out. Either the guy
You're
was
fucked up.
rich, owned a lot of trucks, and just moved into town,
He's
or
an impressionist.
something really bizarre was happening.
Don't do it.
kept watching. Every customer for the next hour.
Why are wizards so shit?
Every single one.
This game was otherwise perfect.
And then at 6:03, Mrs. Templeton walked back in. She bought her cigarettes and newspaper again, and paid with a $20 bill. I thought I was going to lose it. I only watched another half hour before I started fast-forwarding through the rest.
Don't. I will be your hero tonight.
Every customer would come in at the exact same time, exactly 1 hour apart. Now I know what you're thinking. That sneaky motherfucker Jeremy had messed with the tapes. He had run a loop of his first hour of business over and over.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
And that wasn't the case. There were windows at the cash register area that the camera covers. And I watched the sunlight fade as time ran on. Jeremy's routine didn't loop. He swept, mopped, restocked, and did all his duties exactly how you would expect.
If you was retarded.
Customers kept coming in. I was panicking at this point. Something was seriously wrong with what I was seeing, and I had no explanation for it. I skipped ahead to when he'd locked up and walked.
Don't heal me, you fuck.
He hadn't stolen anything, but he kept watching, just to make sure. I fast-forwarded one last time to about midnight. Exactly 12:03.
You're fucked.
Out of nowhere.
Except right now, your
Jeremy's face
asshole is
popped up on
Penner.
camera. I don't mean he moved his head into view. I mean, 1 second the store was empty. The next second, his face was all I could see. He wasn't looking at the camera. He was looking at me. I'm sure of it. I screamed and fumbled for the remote. By the time I grabbed it, he was gone. Just as soon as he had left. One frame he was there, the next he wasn't. My hands were shaking like crazy, but I popped in another tape. The other indoor camera showed the bathroom by the cash register.
Oh fuck, I don't want that.
And I'd be able to see how he got up to put his face in camera like
I'm
that.
fucked. Fuck my asshole.
OMG Nathan, these deers' cocks are huge. It's cool though, Jeremy got plenty of motor oil for lube. Sure hope my VAGOO doesn't end up as Rectus Bro Team's gaming skills.
I didn't see him enter the store at
It's the game, somehow I'm not winning instantly.
It's like he wasn't really there.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't know the security code, and no alarms were triggered that night.
Yeah, actually.
What I did see, however, was that at 12:03, the motor oil vanished off the shelf. All of it. Same as Jeremy's face. 1 second it was there. The next it wasn't.
Yeah, so's your face.
I turned the tape off and went to bed. I didn't get a wink of sleep. My body was exhausted
Okay,
right
how
now,
much
but my
damage?
mind was racing. That tape was undoubtedly the creepiest, most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. I work in a few hours. My boss asked me to bring the tapes back in and let him know what I found, but really, what the hell am I gonna say? Jeremy works the night shift tonight, directly after me, and the plan is for my boss to
Jeremy's face vanished off the shelf.
With me.
Okay, don't use no magics here.
Stealing. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I suppose I have to show my boss the tapes, but I don't want to watch them with him. I never want to see something like that again.
I just noticed the skeleton.
The image of Jeremy just smiling directly into the camera out of my mind. It was the creepiest look I've ever seen on another human being's face.
Whoa.
Anyway.
Whoa.
I'm gonna get some last minute sleep before I have to go in and deal with this. I'll let you guys know what happens.
Fuck em up. Oh yeah, improve witches.
Update. 2:49 p.m. Updating from my phone. Apologies in advance for errors. My boss just finished watching the last of the tapes. I told him what to expect.
Finished watching the Lost
really
of Us.
Can't prepare someone for something like that. He's scared shitless. I am too.
You spooked my boss, bud.
And Jeremy's due to come in at 4. We've got a little over an hour to get this shit together, but neither one of us knows what to say to him. Is he just a fucked up guy who likes to steal motor oil and scare the shit out of people?
We know you're a ghost, dude.
Is he something else?
Jeremy, get in the office, please.
I don't know if this is crazy, but does anyone think he could have anything to do with the time loop? My boss says he never noticed anything like this in the other tapes.
I didn't notice any time limits on the other tape.
He knew I would be watching. It's like he wanted me to see. Like he was showing off or something.
This is the power I wield.
He smiled at the camera like a little kid showing you a sandcastle. Something like that. I don't know.
Jeremy controls the southern hemisphere.
I sure feel the part. I'm going to talk to my boss some more. We have to calm ourselves down and figure out how to handle this. I'll update again tonight, but...
Yo, why so shit?
I have a really bad feeling about how this is going to play out.
Jeremy Renner's auditions.
Update. 4:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police.
Oh, here's that
update.
Fucking...
5:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 6:33 p.m.
Why will not you use your magic abilities?
Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 7:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him.
Dios
But his phone's
mío.
been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 8:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him.
Gotta get rid of these fuckers.
But his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 10:59 p.m. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Did you see that?
Holy shit.
I was just in time a bunch.
I saw my previous updates. Things make less sense now than ever.
I don't think that's how time would
I
work.
went to work, Jeremy never showed up, my boss and I decided to call the police.
In a
As
gas
you're well
station
aware,
situation.
when I picked up the phone to call, the sun went out. I shit you not, that's what I thought happened. Apparently I blacked out for exactly 5 hours because when I looked at the clock, it was 9:30. I think I got stuck in Jeremy's time loop, and then I
don't think
snapped
this
out of
is
it
an appropriate
at the exact
song.
moment I blacked out. If that makes sense, but...
It's making me feel too hot.
That's when things get really weird. My boss was right next to me when I blacked out, ready to corroborate my story.
Ready?
To the cops. When I came to, the phone was in my hand.
3, 2, 1, be a boss.
Not even a dial tone. My boss was still right there, but he wasn't moving. He was standing up, but frozen. I looked at the clock again, and it wasn't moving. The second hand was stuck on the 12. It was 9.
Here it is. They're coming.
Exactly.
You have no magic after this. Be ready.
Clock on the register. Computer screen. It wasn't moving either. My phone was frozen.
Need that health. Need that health, girl.
There was a customer at the register waiting for my boss to get him cigarettes.
Fuck.
I'm betting that would have been his 5th pack of the day. I got the fuck out of there. Didn't lock up. Didn't turn the lights out. And sorry, guys, I didn't grab the security tapes to upload to the internet.
You fucked. You gotta get your men up way further.
On my mind. The gas station is on a major highway, and cars were parked all around it, except they weren't parked. They were frozen.
Parked.
The people inside were sitting still as wax statues. I got in my car and prayed that it would start, and thankfully it did.
Jeremy is time commando.
But halfway home, time started up again. The static from the radio turned into music like it was supposed to be, and...
He's in the Langoliers.
From what I could tell by listening to the host talking...
Okay,
in
that's
between
where we gather.
songs, no one noticed the time had frozen. Whatever it was.
If you're a time travel, you need to fuel
I was the
yourself in
only one that
motor
did.
oil.
Well, I'm sure Jeremy noticed as well. I still have no clue where he is or what he's doing.
Dope.
I'm hiding in my room and calling the police again in the morning. I don't know if I ever got through to them before, or if I did, whether they took me seriously. I'm scared for my life at this point. I'll update tomorrow.
Okay, just stall them up here.
Final update. 10:33 a.m. I finally fell asleep last night around 4.
Just got a lot of these piss fucks.
I have no idea how I did. I guess exhaustion finally got the best of me. This morning, I woke up to my phone ringing. It was my boss. He'd been calling me since about 6. He woke up when the time turned back on last night and immediately called
The time
the cops.
turned back on.
They came by to see what was wrong, and he told them everything, and the police around here are all small-time guys.
They
were
fucking won't believe
more
we're in a
concerned
time
with the
loop.
missing motor oil than anything.
Oh shit.
But my boss figured he would take it, as long as he had their attention. They decided to go looking for Jeremy. We kept all our employees' applications on file, and since Jeremy just started working there, he was easy to find. They checked the address on it and headed over to his house. And you're not gonna believe what they found.
It was a time house, dude. Fucking believe that shit.
The address Jeremy listed on his application was an empty lot. Or at least, now it is.
Time was
There used to be a house there.
30
but it burnt down
seconds.
in 1993. Being a small town, almost everyone remembers that fire. A family of 4 used to live there way back when. Rumor has it, they had an estranged son who they never really talked about, but
They
I can't
timed
say for
about.
sure if that's true.
If he got
What I
caught, then
can
take
say
him to a time trial.
is that after an insurance investigation, the fire was ruled an arson. The entire house was soaked
in time.
oil and torched with a Molotov cocktail. The entire family was sleeping when it happened.
They didn't have
None of
that
them survived.
time. React.
They never
Okay.
caught the guy who did it. Rumor has it that when they tried to contact the estranged son,
He timed it. Well, I just spoke over what he said, so I don't know what he had.
Anyway, my boss called and told me this, and I freaked out. Then he asked me to come to the gas station. What are you, crazy? I said.
Man, that's fucked
But he
up.
assured me that the cops were there with him. Then he dropped a bomb. The FBI were also in town, and they were going to talk to me one way or another. So I might as well come in. It was about 7:15, and I wanted to go back to bed, but I figured I wasn't about to sleep much more anyway, so I went down. 4 men in suits greeted me and told me to have a seat. We went over everything 2 or 3 times until they got all the details down. I told them about Jeremy, the security tape, last night at work, everything. Finally, after I finished, one of the agents said, "Oh, Christ.
He's done it
Got
again.
another one on our hands." Then they made me sign a bunch of papers saying I wouldn't tell anyone about what happened, so I
What
can't
did you just
say
do
much
then?
more. I might be breaking the law by just posting this. So now I'm home. I'm not sure what to do with myself. That agent's words when they told me the story are going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Anyway, I've got to go. I've got some errands to run today, and then I have to go into work and pick up some tapes. My boss usually takes the tapes home with
I
him
must
to
have
try
been
and catch
returning
Jeremy
some
stealing, but his
videotapes.
daughter has a softball game last night, so he asked me to watch the tape for him. He offered to pay me overtime under the table, so obviously I took the
Don't
offer.
do it, don't do it, fight me
Oil
instead.
was
I'm the one you
missing
want.
Right after his shifts. I figure I'll just watch the tapes.
Oh, you
React,
fucking cunner.
and that'll be that.
He's in a time. Huntsville camping trip. Top 22 gaming creepypastas. Okay.
This video contains flashing lights, scary and creepy.
Lita software. Never know. Occurrences.
Are these just like
commonly used in creepypastas? And that.
64. Damned. Long time. And no matter
okay.
Scary and creepy content, disturbing violent and graphic images, jump scares, pop-ups and sudden loud noises.
Are there?
Viewer.
I don't want your shit, dude. There's something in the ladies' room by Gypster.
For the past 4 years, I've worked as a video editor at a woman's apparel company. As you might imagine, most of the employees are female, and I'm in fact the only guy in my department. This leads to a lot of jokes and harmless teasing from both friends and coworkers, but the truth is, I don't really mind it at all. I hardly even notice. There is, however, one downside. The bathroom situation. But I'm getting slightly ahead of myself. A few months ago, due to lack of space, my employer moved my entire department. There are about 12 of us, 11 girls and me, the only guy.
Come on,
from its main headquarters to a smaller building across the street. It was a perfect situation. We desperately needed the extra space and the building was available.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it wasn't in great shape. No one had leased the building for quite a while and it was obvious. Ceiling tiles were cracked or collapsing. The carpets had peeled up, revealing bare concrete underneath, and the bathrooms were in god-awful shape. Honestly, the space looked more like a home for squatters than a comfortable workspace. But my employer put a lot of money into remodeling, and by the end, it was unrecognizable. What an amazing transformation. We each had individual working spaces complete with potted plants, ergonomic chairs, and open spaces to decorate however we wished. We were given a full kitchen complete with a coffee maker, a juicer, and top-of-the-line water purifier. And the girls were given an extravagant bathroom complete with futons
now
and
I have
makeup
so much
mirrors.
magic I can always
The kind with the bulbs around the frame.
Vulva frame.
But there was one cost-cutting measure the company implemented, and they did it in the workplace
don't look at the chat.
Amount of employees.
But Nutties was there. I like
the men's
him.
room.
Fuck.
The men's room was a single toilet, sink, and plain mirror.
Don't look at them. They've been begging all night for a better thing. They don't know how good they got it coming here and giving me money for free.
But the problem was that the door had a loose lock. Sometimes when I exited the bathroom, the weighted door would shut on its own and randomly engage its mechanism, locking me out until someone from maintenance.
I've done scary stories to tell in the dark so many times.
It didn't happen that often, but it was often enough to
only
be
on secret streams. But I
to make
can't
matters
bear
worse, sometimes maintenance
the sight
was
of
bombarded
hearing that
with other
again.
matters, leaving me without a bathroom for hours or even days. Luckily, my female coworkers were good-natured enough to let me use the ladies' room if I were ever in the unfortunate situation of having to go so badly while locked out.
Girls, step aside. I got a shit.
They said they didn't mind. If anything, they found it amusing. On the handful of times it happened, I would play it off lightheartedly, though I really hated it.
Like what?
And it wasn't just because of my male ego, it wasn't due to indignity or embarrassment. It was because using the ladies' room just felt weird. Like, weird in a creepy way that I really can't explain. As if when I was in there,
I was a big fucking creep.
I wasn't alone. I vividly remember the first time I ever had to resort to using it. It was on one of the days where the men's room lock had jammed that morning, and I had gone nearly a whole day without another bathroom break. An hour before my shift ended, I felt like my bladder was about to burst. My legs were shaking, my teeth were biting the inside of my cheeks, and my eyes were beginning to water. I realized at that point that my options were either to use the ladies' room or find a bush outside. I opted to use the ladies' room.
Tree, bush, or naked lady.
It was actually a tough decision. My female coworkers promised
to
guard the door to make sure no one went in while I used the restroom. They checked to make sure it was empty before I shamefully entered. Hello? I said. No response. My first thought was how nice it looked. Like I said before, futons and a lit mirror.
Futon, so you can fold it down and go to sleep in there?
There were no urinals.
That's what girls are like.
Only stalls. I know that sounds completely crazy, but when you've gone your whole life seeing urinals on the walls of public restrooms, you do a double take when you realize they aren't there. I entered a stall, locked it, though I was sure no one else would be coming in, and I undid my fly. I stood there in heaven as I emptied my bladder.
In heaven.
Hearing nothing but the sound of relief.
Pretending it with some fucking girl.
The sound continued for what felt like a minute straight before I heard something else. It was the sound of light footsteps.
Careful, don't get fucked up.
My heart stopped. It was the sound of a nearby stall opening.
Hello? Are there any hot
Someone
women
else was in
pissing
the
in
bathroom with
in
me.
here?
Either they had come in unbeknownst to myself and my coworkers, or
that's pretty
they had been there all along
right?
and hadn't answered when I called out. After the immediate shock, my feeling was that of utter embarrassment. Here I was, standing in the ladies' room, unleashing the floodgates, as it were, and some poor girl had to hear it. Some girl I worked with, who was probably just as embarrassed as I was. Damn, this was awkward. Somehow, without even thinking, I let out a feeble... sorry.
Yo bro, it's zombie. Fucking play scary stories to tell in the
No!
dark. I have swear on me mum.
Sucks that you gave money for that.
It's like the
finished my
first link
business
on YouTube. I am
and
paying
sighed
you to
deeply as
play
I
it, you
exited the stall.
accoutrement.
I saw
I've
my beat red face
listened
in
to
the light
that
of
so
the
many
mirror as I
times and
quickly
played it
washed
so
my
many
hands and
times.
exited the restroom.
Oh, fuck.
My coworkers swore that no one had entered the ladies' room while I was inside, and they assured me it had been empty when I went in.
How?
I wasn't
How?
sure, but I chalked it
How?
up to me hearing things.
Oh, 'cause the
Perhaps
tower?
water running through the pipes in the hall, and had forgotten about the whole experience shortly thereafter. I only had to ever resort to using the ladies' room once or twice in the months that followed, and each time was a miserable experience. Each time I was on edge, always paranoid, always feeling as though I was invading someone's space. Once, while washing my hands in the sink, I looked up at the mirror and swore
You
I
sure
saw
there's nothing
movement in
else
the
I
corner
can
of my
buy?
eye.
Look,
A quick motion near one of the stall doors, like someone quickly ducking out of sight. I couldn't pinpoint where the motion had come from exactly, but I swore at the moment I saw it, I heard that unmistakable sound.
Okay.
No wonder women go to the restroom together, I thought. It must help block out all the weird sounds. All in all, using the ladies' room was an, at best, awkward experience.
Awkward.
But it wasn't too terrible. Until today. Whew. I seriously just got a chill up my spine thinking about it. Today was the last day that I will ever use the ladies' room. And I'll make sure none of my coworkers ever use it again either, if I can help it. It had been a normal, if not hectic, day. So much to do. A late lunch, which I worked most of my way through. I didn't eat that much as my stomach had been feeling funny all day. I had a million upcoming deadlines to think about as I left the men's restroom around noonish. It shut, it latched. I sighed, turned around, checked the handle, and wasn't surprised to learn that I had just locked myself out. Again. I sent an email to maintenance and went on with the rest of my day, not thinking much about it. I soon realized there was no way I'd make it home on time, especially when
just prolong.
Okay, I think I'm actually going to commit Sudoku.
Why would you do
I felt
that?
a slight worry in my
I've
system.
given you the perfect entertainment.
First, if I got home late, I might not be able to find a parking spot on my block. Second,
on my blog,
I was dealing with quite a bit of indigestion and was feeling quite uncomfortable. But I worked as quickly as I could, hoping I could get out in time. Of course,
take me instead.
The days you want to get home early are the days you end up working the latest. Sure enough,
oh, here
by
comes
6
that
PM, the last
wizard!
girl had left
Oh,
the
that guy's
office and
fucking
I wasn't
dead.
Nearly finished with my project.
Dirty asshole.
By 7:30, my stomach was killing me. It began to loudly rumble, and it wasn't an "I'm hungry" rumble,
bro.
but rather an "I'm upset and bloated, and you're about to have a
I'm fucking bloated.
bad experience" kind of rumble. Sparing you too many details, let's just say I needed to use the restroom and use it badly.
I had to shit.
I looked at how much longer it would take my computer to finish processing the video project. About 45 minutes. That plus the half-hour drive home meant there was no way I could wait. I went to the men's room and tried to open it. Oh, right.
You're fucked, lady.
It was still
Sorry,
locked and maintenance had been
I'm the
too busy to
best,
fix it.
You should be
I looked
honored.
at the ladies' room
You got
and
killed
felt
for
a
me.
twinge of nervousness for some weird reason, but shook it off and decided to head on in.
You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. Charge
I
me
entered
up.
the ladies' room and quickly rushed to a stall, unbuckling my belt as I walked. Again, I'll try sparing you the details, but within 20 seconds of sitting down, I felt a twinge of horror.
My asshole wasn't
I began to
alone.
hear footsteps.
Oh,
I
imagine
listened
killing the
closely,
base on this
wondering
one.
if I was again imagining things.
You toofed her, bud.
No. It was unmistakable. I was definitely hearing a walking sound. Wait. No. Not walking. A crawling sound, maybe. My heart skipped a beat and my lungs turned to iron as I
All you
realized where the
coons
sound
can
was coming
move on
from.
past.
It was coming from above me. Directly above me. I looked up and the sound disappeared. For a moment,
Slow
I
him
heard
down,
nothing
bud.
but the heavy ache of my own racing heartbeat. Then
Wait till he's about to attack you.
it was at that moment I realized I wasn't hearing a stall opening.
What? What killed me?
The sound of a ceiling tile lifting.
They
As the
fucking got
tile
through and hit
directly
the
above
wall?
me slid open, ever so slightly. I know I saw it. My eyes widened and my mouth dropped open as I stared at something that was staring back at me. Inside the ceiling, partially hidden in the shadow, I saw an eye. Looking around, staring right at me for a single
There's a
instant.
shit pisser.
Then, as quickly as it was there, it was gone. The last thing I remember hearing was the light thud of a ceiling tile
This
dropping
is
into
my
place.
last $2 on my card. Filthy fetus face is the best.
What happened next is a complete blur.
Who said that?
I don't remember
Stories,
standing
Control,
or even pulling
Alt,
my
Delete,
pants up.
and
I
Task,
don't
Shift,
remember grabbing my
DIVNT
keys nor
work.
exiting the building. I just remember
Don't
the
input
pounding
any
in my
commands
chest,
for her.
the pounding
Don't.
so
I
hard
told
that
her
my
to
ribs
stop
ached
doing those.
as I drove
She kept
home,
turning my computer off.
replaying the events in my
She's not
head.
gonna listen to it anymore. Please.
I wondered how the hell I was going to tell my all but
My
one female
asshole.
department what I saw. It was a man's face, but it was not entirely human.
You're He comes. Creepypasta.
Whatever had happened, he must have gotten it all on him.
Is this very loud?
Forgive the length of this message. This is the first and possibly the last time I'll have access to a computer, so I thought I'd better write all this down while I can and get it to those who should know. I'm leaving town. I don't know where I'm going.
We're playing this till we win.
I'm just going as far away as I can. Okay, so as some of you may know, I took out a loan and
There's
opened
something
my own auto
deer-like
shop
about it.
over a year ago.
Takes a fat shit.
Business has been doing decently well, I can't complain. And I've been grateful to all of my customers who would come to me exclusively when God knows there's so many already established places in town. I've been doing well enough that I was able to hire on my buddy Neil a few months ago.
He put some music on
and he's
this
been
message.
working hard and helping me out really well, as I always knew he would. Well, I needed to take a day and go to a Lamaze class with Rebecca last month, so I entrusted the shop to Neil for the morning and most of the afternoon.
Shit out of her.
That's the day I think everything actually started, because when I got back, he seemed to be in a stupor and was covered in oil.
Motor
He'd even
oil,
had
time
some
traveling
smeared
motor
across
oil.
his face as if he'd try to drink it or something. I told him to go home and clean himself up because we had no clients at the moment, and I could take care of anyone who came in for the time being. He came back 45 minutes later, but he was still much quieter than usual. He worked as well as he ever did, but something just seemed off about him. I asked him if anything happened while I was out. He just shook his head. I asked how many clients we had, and he just muttered something unintelligible. I asked him to repeat himself, and he turned and glared at me, and for the briefest moment...
Say it again.
I could have swore his eyes appeared to be completely black. No iris, no sclera, just utter all.
Oh yeah, commoner knows what a sclera
I
is.
stumbled back and bumped a shelf, knocking things down. When
Don't
I
do
looked
it.
back at him, he was still looking at me. But he didn't seem to be glaring hatefully the way he
I will
had
be your
before.
protectorate
He just
nation.
seemed kind of out of it. Just a couple, he answered.
I wish you could
Some
tell
women
these fucking idiots to back
tattooed
up.
biker looking dude.
Don't fuck me up.
I assumed one of of them must have asked for an oil change. That's when he spilled it. So I asked if he had any trouble, and he simply shrugged. I had looked around the garage when he was gone, and I saw no traces of an oil spill. So, whatever had happened, he must have gotten it all on himself, and none of it anywhere else.
I remember having a shit so big I had to retract it and try again later.
To talk about it.
No.
So I didn't press the issue.
It's only why just to break it down.
That day and the next
just
were relatively
some
normal,
of the
other than him
away.
still being awkward and quiet. I asked if he would like to go out and get us lunch while I tended to the shop, and he said, sure. When he came back, I was busy doing a diagnostic for a client, so he put the food on the counter in the office to wait for me, and he went ahead and ate. I finished up with the customer. We'd have to keep her car overnight to figure out just why it kept dying on her. So I asked Neil to give her a ride home, and then I went to grab my food. He brought me some Chinese food and an iced tea, so I opened the soy sauce packets to pour some over my food when I noticed the strangest thing. It was as if the soy sauce was a living thing somehow.
This is John dies at the end.
Like dozens of squirmy, inky black maggots when it fell onto the fried rice and buried itself inside. I took the fork and started to scoop out the rice to look deeper inside, and small smoky tendrils would rise from the rice occasionally and dissipate. I was incredibly hungry at that point, but I was way too creeped out to eat that. So I chucked it and the iced tea in the garbage, and I decided I'd just wait till I got home that evening and eat something I'd prepared with my own hands.
I heard that cut.
I'd never in my life seen anything remotely like that, and I couldn't even fathom how I would ask Neil if he'd noticed anything
This is the way to fuck him.
Do these
as cold
dumb
and distant
fucking
as he'd been
authors
lately,
know
I
that
was
when
sure he'd
motor
look at me
oil
like
is
I was
new,
Looney
it's clear.
Tunes, so I
I
just shut up
should
about
know.
it.
I have to
That
buy
Friday,
a lot of motor
we went
oil
down to
for
the
my
old watering
dragon
hole, as we
dildozer
always
when I
do,
sit
to
down
get
to
some
pee.
drinks and watch the local bands play. And Neil was just as quiet distant as he had been all week. He's not a bad-looking fella, though, and so despite him not really going out of his way to speak to anyone, a woman went right over to where he was sitting and started talking to him. And they ended up leaving together that night.
Yeah, they all say it's fucking
Monday
John
morning,
dies at the end.
I tried breaking the ice by asking how his weekend went.
Which is still a soft
He gave me a
spot
nod
for
and
me.
muttered, "All right." I asked him if he got lucky with that young woman I saw him with, and he gave me the
Did you
smallest
fuck that
grin,
broad?
which was quite possibly the first grin I'd seen on his face in a week, and said,
Nah,
"It
I
went
killed
well."
her.
I didn't pressure him for details. I knew he'd share if he chose to, and his small grin was enough to assuage my worries and lend me some hope that he might get back to his old self soon. The day was relatively busy until about 3 p.m., so I finally had a spare moment to sit in the office and listen to the radio while I waited on the next client. So there I was, leaning back in my chair, with my feet propped up on my desk when I swiveled around and looked at my bulletin board that sits behind my head with all manners of clippings stuck to it. I had a few Sunday comic strips such as Garfield and Calvin Hobbes that I'd read maybe 100 times since I'd opened shop there. But that day, something was different. The first panel seemed normal.
Just keep being his
But in each
protector.
subsequent panel, inky black tendrils crept out from the edges of the frame and from behind the characters.
Yeah, look how strong he is.
Blood dripped from their ears and eyes and sometimes even their noses. And in each of the strips, one of the characters would say, "He comes."
Oh, this is Zalgo?
I was staring in astonishment for a moment before I realized the tendrils were moving ever so slowly. And then each of the characters' heads turned ever so slowly towards me, and I threw myself back away from the bulletin board, sliding over my desk and onto the floor. I ran out into the garage and yelled for Neil. I could not be the only one to see this. To my surprise, he had gone. And so I hesitantly walked back to the office and peered inside. The comics were still corrupted, but they no longer appeared to be moving. I crept over to it and reached out to pluck one of the comics free, when I noticed the inky black tendrils started to creep across the page towards where my fingers were at least 3 times faster than they moved before, and I jerked my hand away. Nothing good could possibly come from letting that blot of ink touch my skin. Of course, I ripped the entire bulletin board down, burned it in a tin trash can out back, and never spoke of it again.
Also a tin teardrop.
That night, I went home and my wife was already in bed, fast asleep. My mind was racing and I couldn't even bring myself to eat
just shut
dinner
up,
that
okay?
With no one to vent my worries
I
to, I
microwaved
fell
a
into
bowl
a
of
restless
the
sleep
sauce
and kept awaking to nightmare.
Yeah, you fucked
after
it, dude.
nightmare, seemingly
Oh, look at
every
this
hour
shit.
of the
Look at
night
this.
until
You're
I just
fucked.
gave up on
I'm the
sleeping.
best. I've been working on this for like an hour and a half.
That Friday, I went to the bar again, even though my wife couldn't drink, being pregnant at all, and Neil wasn't any fun to hang out with anymore. And none of my other friends could seem to be reached. I just needed to get a good
I'll
buzz
accept
and I'd
reach
start feeling
rounds
better, I
now
reckon.
for winning.
After downing a couple of beers, I excused myself to the restroom.
50,000.
When I noticed, I was more inebriated than I'd estimated. So I leaned over the sink to splash some water on my face, and that's when I heard it. Like a sheet of fabric being dragged across the floor.
Like a sheet of...
A voice rasped over so quietly out of
It's
the drain.
thanks.
It sounded like a prolonged exhale for the longest time until I finally recognized words hidden amongst all those vowels.
Okay. Don't...
Cracks appeared in the
I will
porcelain,
perform an
snaking out
impression
of the ring
what I
around
believe
the drain.
I hear.
At least they looked like cracks at first, but after a few
was
seconds
cranking.
I recognized them as the same tendrils of corruption I'd seen in the comics earlier that week. Snaking their way slowly along,
Oh,
I
that's a good one.
stumbled backwards out of the bathroom door and right into someone's chest. I turned around and stared
Man, I
up
missed those
into the
titties.
pitch black eyes of a 6.5-foot biker
Dear.
with tattoos covering every piece of exposed skin besides his hands and head. I stumbled quickly away from him, and his evil piercing gaze followed me as I
His evil
retreated through the bar.
piercings.
It felt like a dream, where whenever you're running for your life, it feels like running through quicksand. As I walked across the room, I noticed the biker wasn't the only one staring at me.
I noticed the biker
It
again.
seemed every pair of eyes in the place were focused at me, and more than half of those eyes appears to be perfectly black, with no hint
Half
of
of the
iris
eye.
or sclera. A few lips moved, and though I couldn't hear their voices over the sounds of the
Is that the one I
jukebox, I
just
could
looked at?
easily
I
guess
don't
what
know.
they were saying. He comes.
Whoa.
I didn't get a wink of
Holy
sleep then.
shit.
I hadn't been getting much sleep for the past couple of weeks, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I'm already
Which
fucking
I'm
up your
guessing
face.
those of you
Guile.
who'd spoken to me recently could have guessed. I keep seeing those pitch black eyes staring at me. I'm afraid everyone I see will turn and whisper those words to me, staring deep into my soul. with that
Tears and
glare.
motor oil.
Every time I go near a sink or go to
Oh,
grab
he's
a bite
starting
to
to
eat,
act.
I'm afraid I'll see those inky,
Go
snaky
to a
tendrils squiggling towards me. Even my wife has seemed cold and distant lately.
Covering tomorrow.
Then tonight, as I'm driving home from work, struggling to keep my eyes open so that I don't drift into oncoming traffic, my cell phone rang, and it was Rebecca. She was on her way to the hospital to have our baby, and for the first time in 2 weeks, I was actually happy.
I came.
She was in the labor room, strapped to a monitor when I got there, watching for her contractions. She barely noticed when I walked in, but
Selfish.
didn't seem startled when I sat down
Yeah,
beside
so
her and took her
preoccupied
hand
with
in mine.
herself.
I tried talking to her, but she was unresponsive.
Oh.
And I was so tired, I didn't even realize I had started to drift off to sleep until a nurse came in and started moving her to the delivery room about a half hour later.
Okay.
I put on my scrubs and a hairnet
Why don't you
and
calm
went in
down,
with her to
Dad?
hold her hand and coach her through, like they trained us in Lamaze, when she started cursing and screaming. I was prepared for that, as well as her
Daughter is a
ever-tightening grip on
sailor.
my hand. But when I saw the movement in her tummy, my mind started to reel.
Okay. I
The
think you
doctor
are
said the
possessed,
baby
friend.
Was drowning and told her to push. I
Oh, it's
echoed
those
his
kites
orders,
of-
and she
kites of
screamed at me
demons.
with a voice I couldn't begin to describe.
Fuck.
When I looked down at her, she was staring up at me with those
Fucked.
same eyes I'd seen on the biker. The same eyes I thought I'd seen on Neil weeks before. I tried to jerk my hand away, but she maintained her grip. Black tar-like blood splashed the
Otis
front of
Gyrie
the
would
doctor's
take this.
scrubs, but he seemed to pay no
He'd push
heed.
that baby back
When
in
I looked
until
at her
she came
tummy
out
again,
proper.
black veins seemed to stand out beneath her skin, pulsating. She continued to stare at me, and she was no longer screaming, just grinning.
Bean.
Those obsidian
No, man.
eyes boring into me.
Fucking boring child just came into this world.
Invoke the Nesperdian hive mind
Well, I
of
heard
chaos.
you did a mic pop
She
there, so I
breathed
kind
in
of
a
ramped
raspy
that down.
voice. He who waits behind the wall, the doctor continued as he stared down at the child, my child, lying
Baby